Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just gonna do a bit of a random video. I just made this up off the top of my head, but I did earlier a video where I filmed my boyfriend chose my makeup. He basically bought me some makeup from Superdrug and this is what I'm wearing on my face right now. Now I will say I've had this on all day. It's not looking that nice now because it's kind of like, you know, it's been worn. It's like, it looks worn. My skin's not looking amazing. I've just reapplied the lip liner and the lipstick. But this video basically is just going to be my opinions on the products after wearing them for a day, and whether I think they were worth the price that they cost. Now, I actually did get these on a 3 for 2, but really awesomely, Superdrug does actually show you the actual price and then what it cost you if it's, I guess it's like spread everything out or something like that. I'm not too sure, but yeah. So I'm going to tell you my opinions. So this is just my opinion. You might have a completely different opinion. Don't hate me if I have different opinions to you, but yeah. So let's go in with the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, which originally I did think was going to be way too dark, but actually it turned out to be not so bad. A tiny bit darker than my actual skin colour, but it just gave me a bit of colour and there wasn't any massive like obviousness. This is in Ivory that I got. Now, the price of this, it said, this is just what it says on here for me to see if I am wrong about any of this or if it's not, you know, right or whatever. I'm really sorry, but I'm just going by what Superdrug is telling me right now. So it says that it was £7.69 and then I paid £5.26 technically for it because I got 3 for 2. So in my opinion, I don't know, it's not a bad foundation, but okay, I'm not sure if it says anywhere on it. In my opinion, just from wearing this, I feel like this maybe would be better for people with oilier skin. It kind of has gone oily a little bit, which obviously doesn't really make sense in what I'm talking a lot of rubbish, but I feel like it's emphasized any parts where I tend to be a bit drier, because I think I have combination skin, but I think like there tends to be quite parts of my skin that are like quite dry, and then after the day goes on it can get really oily. I have really crappy skin, but like it has settled into my fine lines quite a lot. I have like massive lines on my forehead, really annoying, but yeah. I think the £5 odd price is a good price for it. I do not think that I would pay the full price for this if they had it, because like I usually get my foundations, like I get my Rimmel foundations usually for like a £5 when they're on offer. But yeah, I think it's worth the amount that I've paid for it, but I wouldn't really want to pay £7.69 for it just because I don't think that it's really the right formula for my skin. That's all I'm going to say. It was quite, I'd say that it does say matte perfection on it, which I have only just seen now. Great. But yeah, I did get that feeling of sort of it's kind of not looking so nice on my drier areas, which is really annoying. But yeah, I think it is a good foundation, and I would say it was a medium coverage. It wasn't super light, it didn't look very natural though either, but that could just be because of my skin texture. So let's move on, otherwise it's going to be such a long video. My videos are always so freaking long. So I'm going to move on to I'm going to try and do it in the order that I used it. So basically I'm going to move on to the concealer now, which this is the concealer, and it's called, it says, as you've just seen, it says Radiance Reveal Concealer. That is what it says. Like, I'm not joking. Nowhere on this bottle does it say the word bourgeois. Okay? But on my little thing here, it says Bourjois Radiance Reveal Concealer. So I'm guessing that Bourjois is the brand. I thought Radiance Reveal might have been the brand. Why would they not have the brand name on the product? That just does not make sense. Anyway, so I used this concealer. I wasn't too sure whether it was like whether it had really done any much like coverage wise. It feels quite thick when you're putting it on. Let's just put a bit under here because, but I didn't feel like it really did that much. I am actually putting this on over powder. What am I doing with my life? But I will say, I don't feel like it goes cakey at all, which is something I do tend to find when I'm using concealers. They do go cakey. It's still showing my fine lines, but that could even have been more like the foundation or like the powder that I've put on top. I will do like separate reviews on just like some of the single products. I just wanted to do this. I just fancied doing this video. I was like, was it worth the money that we spent on this little boyfriend buys the makeup thing? So looking at the price, this was supposed to be $7.99. Well, the cost of this is $7.99. Apparently I got it for £5.45. I don't think that I would pay $7.99 for this. If you imagine, people go crazy for the collection, perfection, lasting finish, whatever it's called, the collection one. People go crazy for that, and that's a £5. I don't think this was, I don't know yet, I need to use it more, but £8, I don't know, that's a lot. That's what you would pay roughly for a foundation, and you get like a quarter of the amount in that. So at the moment I don't think it was worth that price, but the £5.45, which I actually have ended up paying, it's not bad concealer. It's a good colour. I like the colour of it, and it has actually, does it seem like it's brightened my eyes up there a little bit? I would definitely think that it's worth £5.45. So yeah, but maybe not the £8. That's a little bit too much for me. But I am a cheapskate, let it be known. I'm a cheapskate. I'm all about the budget beauty. So, moving on to face powder. So this is a Max Factor loose powder in translucent. Whatever. And this price was $7.99. And I got it for £5.47. But so that's like a loose powder. They do tend to cost more, don't they? And like this is Max Factor as well. I always thought that Max Factor, like price wise, was like the top of the drugstore price range, but £8 for a full thing of translucent powder. It's the same price as a concealer. So I've only used it the once, and I can't really say whether I thought it was amazing or not. I will say though, like, so now for instance, I will like rub my skin and it's all coming off. Like you can see, and even like when I was doing my makeup originally, I did my face first and then I did my eyes, and so like I might have gone like that to do my eyeliner, and then it did take the makeup off from there, which you're kind of expecting it not to do. I'm gonna actually just apply a bit more now actually. I do like the finish that it kind of gives. It definitely mattifies it, and I feel like at first, like I feel like that has definitely, wait, let me show you this. We need to focus so I don't look at my eyes. So can you see like my pores here? I have like so many pores, and I do feel like it's like minimised them slightly on this side where I've put the powder. So like you can't see it as well as you can where the powder hasn't been. But that being said, that the powder has been all over my face once today already. Like I suppose it's been about 7 or 8 hours since I did it. So I guess like you would have to think of it in that sense. Maybe it's not that long wearing, but it is actually good for when you apply it. So my verdict for this, I think I'm gonna say, I don't know if I necessarily would buy this again just because of all the different ones that are on the market, etc. But I will say that I do think it's worth £8. Like, I think £8 is quite cheap. I just recently bought like a translucent setting powder by Gosh, and that was a tenner. I don't think there's not as much in that one as this either, and I didn't think that Gosh was a bigger brand than Max Factor in any way. I thought that, but maybe I'm wrong, because I'd not actually heard of Gosh until then. But one of the lip liners that I've got. Let's move on. My God, I do ramble, don't I? So yeah, I'm gonna say for that one, the actual price, oh, that's different. Anyway, the actual price It's £7.99 and I do think it's worth £7.99. I definitely think it's worth the £5.47 that I ended up paying for it. So yeah, let's move on to lips just because they're next on my line. I got the Gosh Velvet Touch lip liner in Angel Kiss, which is number 6, and this is it here. Obviously I am wearing it now and I have just reapplied it. I have to say with this lip liner, you will be able to see probably from the video, the other video that I've done on the makeup look, it didn't do anything for me. You couldn't even really see that it was there. When I do it on my hand, it seems like quite, do you know what I mean? Like, it seems quite right, but then when I put it on my lips, it's just like you can't even see it. So that's a bit annoying. It does say as well that this is supposed to be waterproof. Quality wise, I think it seems quite good, and I feel like it probably has stopped any kind of bleeding from happening that might have possibly happened. Or I think probably as an eyeliner, I think probably as a lip liner it is good, but maybe the colour just wasn't the best colour. It just didn't really show up, but it did match really well with the lipstick because you can't even see that it's there. So in my opinion, I don't think that I'd want to pay £5 for this, but the £3.42, I would say, yeah, that's probably not so bad. I wouldn't really say that there's much difference between this and like maybe a Poundland one, or like say a Primark one. I don't know, but I don't really know what you, I'm not a big lip liner person, and I'm just getting into lip liners, so I don't really know what you would be looking for. I'm just gonna be honest, that's just, sorry. So maybe I'm not too keen on that one for the price. Moving on to lipstick, the lipstick was Barry M. Really tiny little lipstick, and this is in the colour 154, and I'm sure it was something like, yeah, palest nude, and that's just what it looks like. And how cute, if you can see that, how cute is that little engraving there of the BM? That is so cute. But yeah, it's doesn't really, it's kind of got that lipsticky, plasticky, lipsticky kind of smell, which isn't brilliant, but I really like this lipstick. I really like the colour. I feel like it's not a colour I've really got that much of, but yeah, I do really like the colour, and it's got a nice sheen to it, but then it's not like super shiny or anything. Yeah, I do really like it. Obviously it's not transfer proof or anything like that. I've had it on all day and obviously I've reapplied it, but my lips aren't any worse off than they were before. I have ridiculously dry lips. My lips are horrible, so it's really hard for me to like review a lip product by saying, oh, is my lips dry, because my lips are already really dry. But I wouldn't even say that it has particularly yet really had a bad effect. And this was also £4.99. I think this was worth £5. I do think this was worth £5. Yeah, I paid £3.42 for it. I definitely think it was worth that. I do feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of this, and probably I'm going to use this up. I probably won't buy it again, just because there's, like I say, there's just so much coming out to try out and stuff like that. With lipsticks, it's kind of like, but we'll see, because I can actually see this being a really good go-to look. It's actually really good for work as well, actually. We'll see about that one. But yes, definitely think this one was worth the price. Moving on to mascara. Okay, we'll do mascara. So this was the Max Factor Luxe collection. I hope I said that right. Masterpiece Max Mascara in black. Now, I'm not going to reapply any of this because it's going to go clumpy, I can tell. This is what the brush looks like. I do not like these brushes. I much prefer the big fluffy ones. The big old chunky ones that you can get. But I love this mascara. Ooh, I like the smell of it as well, but not in a good way, I don't think. Oops. So yeah, it just sort of says high volume and definition mascara, and I really like it. I'm definitely going to be using this up until it's gone. I've got a few mascaras on the go at the minute though, so I need to get using them all up. But yeah, actually, you know what? This powder, I'm liking the look. The powder's just really made a difference to my face. Like, it's really made, like, it looks a lot better now. I've just dusted that powder over the top, whereas before it was really looking really like it had got quite minging. So I would definitely say that that powder is definitely worth £8, especially like if you can get it on a 3 for 2 deal as well. Woo, yeah. So yes, back to the mascara. I do think this mascara is worth the price. It was £7.99 and obviously I got it for £5.47. I think that £8 is about what you would pay for a mascara. I mean, I have got cheaper ones, like the Primark one I've got is really, really good mascara. But I feel like this has got a better lasting This has got a better lasting power than that, whereas like the cheap ones, maybe they are good, but maybe they don't last as long, or they flake off a bit. This has been on my eyes, like I say, all day, and this is really bad, I did have one of my naps earlier, and I even had an eye mask over my eyes very gently, and it bent them a little bit, like they're a little bit more crooked now. But yes, I think definitely a thumbs up. This is definitely worth the money.